mother. No. Gosh dang it. Why are you... Okay, we gotta plug that in. Okay, that's this on. And then we'll put our coat on top of it. Why are you stress yawning? You fool. You have no reason to stress yawn. You were just outside and you were shivering, so you jumped back in by yourself. You fool. Why is this? Well, either go by me or do whatever. I don't care what you do. You just gotta do something. Why is it? Oh, this is inside out. I don't understand how my skin tight underlayment whatever thing can be freaking pushed up by putting this on. It makes no sense. What the heck is going on here? And this is all twisted. What is going on? Holy cow. Why is it so hard to put a freaking... Now that I turned it inside out, or turned it properly, now I can't even put this shirt on. Thing. I have a loose shirt on top of a skin tight shirt, and somehow the skin tight shirt is getting pulled up. It makes no sense. I don't think we want gray, we want blue. Why are my sleeves all goofy? Well, you know, you're taking a long time to die, I'm just saying. You're still dying. Yeah. Well, go outside then. Oh, she is ridiculous. I'm gonna try and just wear my lighter gloves. Hopefully it's good. Oh, probably need to fill up your water more. No, we should be okay. Should be okay. I do need to put snackies. Pocket. What is going on here? Okay. Oh, that's nice. I think I need to replace my watch band. Barely touch the thing and it comes unvelcroed. something else that's brutal. Speaking of brutal things, yeah, and she just jumped right back up into the freaking front seat because I have the engine running, so there is a little bit of heat coming out there, but I was charging my batteries more. Freaking after, oh geez, what was it? At least 3 hours, 4 hours of driving yesterday, back and forth, and then at least 3.5 hours. And it only got up to 80% battery charge. And I knew today was supposed to be a lot like this. It's like a light overcast, so I'm definitely not going to charge that much. But I do know that I'm gonna have to do some computer work today. So, why did you just jump up and butt punch me? That down. There we go. I did lock the door. Put our gloves on. And try and do this. So we are parked back where we were at. I almost took a spot over there as we were driving out. That one guy, oh geez, that one guy that was parked at that junction at the beginning of the road that we drove down yesterday. I was like, oh, if we parked here, we could do the run around those roads over there that I was talking about. There would be this like right adjacent to the OHV area. Let me change cameras before I put my glove on. There we go. And so I was like, we could just, even just for a few days, it'd be different roads for us to run. Oh, by the way, I did move down a little bit more too, so I'm not like right at the turnaround spot here for this tank. Just in case somebody does, for whatever reason, decide to drive down here. They have no reason to continue on where we're at, even though, you know, people will. Because we were parked right here. This is where we were parked. And I don't know how many people like drove in for, because it's a dead end road. It's like, so we just decided to, like, it's not very apparent. The road does go just a little bit further, and I almost went down to the end at like, it's not even like a quarter of a mile. It's less than that. And the road's not very apparent because nobody ever drives it. But I went to the end of it and couldn't find a good level spot. By the way, there's cows over here. So they do wander through here. That's why we keep seeing tracks every morning. But anyways, we stopped at that, like I pulled into that. It was a decent like campsite where that guy was parked at. And so I pulled in there and I was like, well, we could just stay a couple days here. Because there is like a little road that goes up to the top of one of the little saddles. It's gotta be, that's Javelina Peak. So it's gotta be this direction. But where we were at was by this big one right there. So I was like, oh, and actually I did the calculation. It would have been about, from that, for being further out, down at the bottom of the road, it would have been about 1,800 feet of vert in, I think it was about 7 miles to get up there. So I was like, oh, that'd be a nice little out and back on the road. So maybe we'll just camp there and we could do that tomorrow. You know, maybe just even one night. And I stopped and I looked around a little bit. That guy left so much trash, and I don't know if it was him or not really, but somebody there left trash. They didn't do a proper job of burying their own feces in toilet paper, and I know my little butthead, she would be like, ooh, tasty treats, use toilet paper. So I was like, no, we're not doing it. That wasn't going to spend freaking 10 minutes putting rubber gloves on. I don't even have rubber gloves. Putting some sort of gloves on to go and pick up freaking used toilet paper and everything. So, yeah, that's why we're back here. And then we got back here and would have had about an hour, because it took us, since I was contemplating over there, all that kind of stuff, it took us a little while longer to get back over here. So we had about an hour of chill time before we were going to go for a run again. I was going to try and do probably another 10K last night, but Nari curled up like she was doing whatever, you know, wasn't really like chilling. And then like 10 minutes before we were supposed to go, she is like curled up and pulled the blanket over her a little bit. And so I fixed the blanket, because that's her way. If she pulls the blanket a little bit, that's her way of telling me that she wants the blanket all the way over her. So I did that. She was out. She was like not interested in going for a run last night. I wasn't gonna force her because it was cold. Because when we got back over here, the wind was blowing still, or blowing more harder than it was over there, which I knew it would be. And the actual temp was about 45 degrees. It was 48 actually over there. It was warmer. Well, it took us a while to drive over here, so it could just be the difference in time too, since the sun was starting to get a little bit lower. But that wind was so cold. At least this morning there's barely, like there's a slight breeze, but like maybe like a 1 to 2 mile an hour breeze. I feel it every now and then as we turn. It's coming from my right hand side right now, so it'd be the east. As I turn more to the east, I feel it more because I'm creating my own wind too. But I really wanted to wait a little bit longer today, but also because there's no wind right now, I didn't want a chance later on there being wind. This should be about a 3-hour run if everything goes well. But it was, people suck. I know, I agree. It was 16 degrees when I woke up this morning. So, a little bit chilly. She had no interest in going anywhere earlier. I had no interest in doing anything earlier. Even just now, when I'm getting ready, she really didn't want to be outside, because as I was getting dressed, she kept jumping into the front seat where there's a little more warmth, because I had the vehicle running to charge the batteries. But it is currently 22 degrees out still, so it did warm up a little bit, but I think this breeze still makes it feel like it's that cold. But it's supposed to, the low tonight is supposed to be starting to climb back up again, and I guess that makes sense, but shoot, this freaking polar vortex. I mean, it was snowing in New Orleans and Florida. I mean, come on. Like, I've been here in Arizona, this area of Arizona, and I've never had it this cold, although it's only been 4 years of me coming down here. But I've never seen it below, like, I think one time in Tucson, oh wow, there's like some fog or cloud or something over there in the little valley up over here. There was one time when I was up in the Mount Wrightson wilderness area where we actually had a blizzard come through, and it was like 28 degrees or something. Like, it wasn't, even then it wasn't that bad. And I'm sure glad I refilled my diesel tank, because I had to run my heater. I didn't think it was supposed to get that as cold as it did. I knew it was supposed to be colder than it was yesterday morning, which was right around 20 degrees, 19 degrees, something like that. I think it was supposed to even get colder than that, like down to what it was. Man, it was cold. So I had to wake up a couple times and actually turn the heater on for half an hour just to warm it up a bit inside the van. Which I was fine, because I have enough blankets and everything that I was fine, but I just worried about her. Plus, I did, like when I'd wake up, I'd look at the temperature, and there was one time where it was, well, it was the longest time. Like, I started it at, well, it was this morning when I woke up, because I started it at, I want to say it was like 1:30 in the morning, and then I didn't start it again until we woke up at about 5:30, so about 4 hours, and it was down to 30 degrees, like 30 even, inside my van, and then I knew it was cold outside. I was like, oh geez, that's like if it's above 20 degrees outside and I'm inside the van, you know, just between me creating body heat and my refrigerator, you know, when it kicks on, the exhaust on it is heat. That's how it cools. You know, it removes the heat. But it doesn't really get below 40 degrees. So the fact that it got down to 30, I was like, it's gotta be freezing outside. Yeah, I know, it's snowing in Alabama, snowing in Florida. I saw some videos of Tallahassee. I saw a video from a lady in, like down in the French Quarter in New Orleans, and I'm like, God dang. That is like weird. Like they got snow in freaking Houston. I'm like, what the heck? I saw somebody commented on a video with on the video in Tallahassee and the snow. And somebody in Wisconsin's like, you guys got more snow there right now than we've had all winter. Distances are going to be thrown off a little bit now since I parked a little bit further. I would guess and say I'll probably be exactly 2 miles now at the tank versus the just shy of 2 miles. Like even Phoenix is cold. It's just crazy. It's not really going to warm up a lot today because, as you can see, it is a thin layer of clouds that's impeding the sun from its full force. But, man. We'll see how we do today. My goal is 15 miles this morning. And then hopefully, if I can recover good enough, knock out another 6 tonight. We'll see. Because I need to make up for yesterday. I don't really need to. I don't know why I keep thinking that in my head. Because I don't need to. I'm glad I put my tights on though, because they're black, and so that's what sun is poking through is feeling nice and warm on my legs. I guess I'm probably gonna have to take a layer off by the time we get done. Because it is supposed to get up to about 52, 54 degrees. Although that'll be around probably 2, 3, somewhere around there this afternoon. About these shoes I'm wearing, but I like to kick myself in the ankle bone. I don't do that in any other shoes, but I always do it in these shoes. I was thinking about this last night as I was updating some stuff on my Twitch channel homepage, which I didn't even look and make sure it actually saved afterwards. because I ran out of, my computer was almost out of battery, and so I was like panicking because I wasn't quite done, so I was panicking trying to plug it in really fast to be able to do something. I'm not even sure if I saved when I did, but either way, I was thinking about this because I was trying to put my race calendar on there, or at least list my races I'm going to do. And of course she's chilling over in the freaking Cholla, weirdo. There's a new cows come through here. Nari, get over here. I was like, maybe I should try and get into Tour de Jaunt next year, because would I like to go back to UTMB and kind of redeem myself? I would, but it's like I really don't want to have to do a qual race to be able to put in next year, any of that stuff. And Tour de Jaunt is like, after doing UTMB and being in that area, don't get me wrong, Chamonix is gorgeous, but I will say that the Italy side was freaking way better than the French side. And Tour de Jaunt is over on the Italy side. Better scenery, is what I would say. But I don't know. I mean, if I really want to go to like Chamonix and UTMB, I could always do TDS. That's not usually that hard to get into. Which, granted, is definitely not the most beautiful race course. In fact, what would be the best views and everything of Mont Blanc is in the middle of the night, because you start at like, well, pretty much all the races you start at night except for the shorter ones. So you like, I think TDS starts around midnight, I think, or right, like pretty late at night anyways. Like UTMB starts at like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or something, I don't remember what. But I would argue that is like the least beautiful section as well. I mean, you got pretty good views, but it's definitely the least beautiful section of UTMB. Well, that same section in the reverse, because TDS goes reverse, so that would be the section that you would be hitting when the sun comes up the next morning on TDS. So it's like, well, that's stupid. Like, so you get the least beautiful section during the daytime. Gosh dang, she obviously did not do, like, she wasn't a butthead last night. Like, she didn't run enough or anything like that. Like, when she curled up to go to bed, she pretty much went to bed. There's a few moments where she had her little sassy pants on. right after dinner last night, but that only lasted for maybe half an hour, and then she went right back to bed again. I guess that makes sense why she's so extra this morning. She got lots of good sleep. It's probably good, because I think all the miles we've been doing has been a little much for her, because she's never done that many miles in a week before. Like, she's done long runs a lot longer than any of the daily mileage we did last week, but cumulative over a week worth of days, she hasn't put that many miles. Like, last week was her first 100-mile week, so my Strava says I only did 94 miles, I think. But oh wow, there's a lot of cows came through here yesterday. A lot of fresh track. I'm guessing we'll probably run into them again. It looks like they're heading this direction. Surprising, being that there's cows over by me now. Oh yeah, they're definitely moving this direction. We ran into cows 2 days ago down at the bottom, but I think we're gonna go the same route we did 2 days ago, except instead of where that dike, that first dike was, where I was like, the road says it goes this way, or the map says the road goes this way. We're gonna follow that and see actually where the road does go, because it looks like it goes for another 1.5 miles from that point, so we'll see. It's hard to tell. She's still running around like a crazy girl. Crazy girl she is. Or, I mean, why does it have to be a girl? Why couldn't she be running around like a crazy boy? She could be running around like a crazy boy. Boy or girl, if you're crazy, you're all running around the same. She just happens to be a girl. It's like all these people that talk about these crazy women drivers out there. Yeah, they're the exact same as those crazy men drivers out there. Only I would actually probably argue that in a lot of ways the crazy women drivers are a little less dangerous than the crazy men drivers. Crazy men drivers, it's like, hold my beer, watch this. Things we talk about while I'm out on a run. I learned the other day that I keep saying that wilderness area over there is called Tarakawa. I was like, I assume that's how you pronounce it. Nope, I learned from watching a video yesterday. It's kind of funny, some of the stuff that pops up on my algorithm on YouTube now. Just because I'm always interested in different things. And so a native Arizonan has been living here his whole life. He pronounced it differently. Now I don't even remember how it was. It's like Tirakua, maybe? Tirakua? Something like that. I don't know. But now, after watching his YouTube video, I'm even more inspired to go up there. So I don't know, maybe Friday. I'll see the weather tonight. Maybe Friday we will. By we, I mean me and her. We'll go do that ridge trail that I want to do. I won't be able to live stream it, but rocks because I'm not paying attention. I'm looking around to see where she's at. Because it's kind of hard to. Oh, there she is. I see her. She's chasing something, probably a rabbit. If I had to guess, because anything else, it would be like some sort of small lizard or whatever. Ain't gonna be out this morning zipping around that sand. I guess it could be a mouse or something. And she's back. Why I keep taking walk breaks. 2 reasons. First, because I can't hear her bell to try to figure out where she's at if I'm running, because I'm a loud runner. So I keep walking a little bit to figure out where she's at. But I take advantage of that because today, being that I'm trying to get some extra miles to make up for yesterday, this needs to be an easy run. Like capital E, capital A, capital S, little y, easy. One might even argue capital E, little e, capital A, capital S, capital Y. Easy. You stress the easy part. My face is frozen too, since we're running into the wind. Wind. It's like maybe 2 mile an hour breeze. From what I saw in the forecast, which my forecast comes from about 8 miles that way, the little town of, I don't know, Swift Trail Junction or something like that. Said it was forecast like a 5 mile an hour breeze today, like gusts possible up to 10, which is nothing. But when it's cold like this, it sure does feel like a lot. Something was funny yesterday when I was I tried to fill up the water at the truck stop. and they didn't have it turned on because of the cold weather, because it's an outdoor spigot. And so they didn't have it turned on. And so we immediately went to the grocery store. And keep in mind, I was gonna go for a run, but because it was so cold, single digit chill, wind chill, my dog didn't want anything to do with it. I couldn't even get her to get out of the van. She's like, nope. She goes racing by me. So I was in my shorts and I had my coat on. It was cold, but I wasn't like, my legs weren't like freezing. And I told this story last night, but I'm like, the water fill station is outside the store there by the front door. So I was standing there filling up my water in my shorts and coat and beanie on, and people looking at me like I'm weird. Oh man, since we're at the grocery store, I was like, well, might as well buy some groceries, even though I was only able to buy just a few items, because even though it was a fairly decent sized grocery store, they didn't have a big selection of anything. But I walked around there and people are looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? And then the cashier, he was like, made mention something about me wearing shorts. I'm like, so I just started telling people, I'm from Montana. And then they're like, oh, okay, makes sense. Because for them, they're like full winter jacket. Pretty much how the snowbirds in Montana, when it gets down to like 40 degrees, and they're in frickin' puffy coat, knit beanie, mittens, snow boots. Like, that's how all these people were down here in this part of Arizona, which makes sense because, like I said, it doesn't normally get this cold, even though the wind was horrid. Temperature wise, it wasn't too bad. That wind being the real feel in single digits was awful. But yeah, so I just started telling people I'm from Montana, and then they're like, oh, okay. they're just like, oh, okay. No more questions then. But he was like, oh, with all what I was able to buy, he's like, oh, you look like you're getting ready to camp or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I live in my van and just come down here to get miles in to train for whatever race I have. So I just run miles around the desert. And he was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Because pretty much the only thing I could do to refill my pantry out of all the stuff I wanted to buy, I got a little bit, I was able to buy some meat, but their meat was so expensive. So I bought 2 pounds of ground turkey, and I can easily get 6 meals out of that. And then they had, this is probably gonna make people unfollow me. They had chicken gizzards on sale, like super cheap. So I was like, I love chicken gizzards. I'm like, I can cook with that, just like any other meat. So I'm gonna plug my phone in now just to get on top of it. Say hello to my face. Okay, we're plugged in, we're charging. But so I bought a bunch of, like, I don't know, it was like 2 pounds of chicken gizzards because it was on sale it was the cheapest out of anything. I want to say it was $2 a pound. And that was about it. That's all I could get for like a good meat proteins, I guess you could say. And then I bought some frozen veggies so I could have some good frozen proteins or good veggie proteins. Definitely unfollowing now. Well, that's what I cooked last, because they were unfrozen, so I didn't want to like refreeze them, you know, type of thing. So I definitely cooked with them last night. That'll be what I have tonight too. And I can tell you that Nari is a huge fan. Oh my goodness. Like, she was smelling those things and like trying to eat them as they were cooking out of the frying pan. And like if you look at the front of her face, all her whiskers are all singed. Cause she was like, usually she feels the heat from the stove and she's like, oh, I don't want to get close to that. Not last night. She was like, it's worth it. Now one time even I like turned around. I had the lid on the pan by that time, so she couldn't get to him. But I turned around and she had actually climbed on top of the counter, like where my sink and stove is, and was like standing there sniffing everything, trying to get to him. I'm like, you have never done that before. Like, she's never even put her front paws up on it before, because if she's sitting on or standing on the toilet, she can, you know, her head is above the level of the counter, so she just kind of leans over with her nose and tries to get things, which she's getting better at listening. Last night though, there was no listening. She was full on like, I don't care how much trouble I get into, I am chancing it. And then I just made like some mac and cheese, because that's most of what I was able to get to fill my pantry again, was like boxed, you know, things like that. So she was watching me eat my mac and cheese with my chicken gizzards in it. She was like, it's like that video with the cat with the voice dubbed, where the cat's staring at the human eating the ice cream. It's like, that selfish son of a bitch, you didn't even save me the last bite. That's how she was last night. Like, that selfish son of a bitch. I mean, after the chicken gizzards were cooked, I did pull one out and I gave her one. That was before I ate my dinner. I let it cool down and everything before I ate my dinner, because I was still waiting for the mac and cheese to finish cooking. Nope. Well, see, all these cow tracks are going the other direction. So we had the ones back there going this way. Now these ones are going that way. These cows need to make up their mind. There's my two, off in the hillside over there, my two yuccas that I see both directions. This direction, to me from here, especially with my sunglasses on and the sun glaring off the awkward angle, they look like two people just standing there staring at us. It was the same way coming from the other direction. Well, this is new. What is this? And where did this come from? Look at this. There's a little, it's like a start line. Somebody drew a line. They were having an argument and they're like, you cross that line. So somebody must have been out here. I don't think an animal would do that. Maybe though. Nari, get away from the Choya. It's like, fine. You take the fun out of everything, Dad. So she goes over to the other Choya. Weirdo. Ah. Oh, now she's doing her morning poop. Yeah, I'll wait for you. Like, no, you don't have to wait. I'll catch up. I know you will. But I try and do that, reinforce that kind of, you know, pack mentality where she goes to the bathroom and I keep watch. And I hope she does the same for me. How come the out feels way easier than the back on this out and back? I mean, it is downhill the whole way on the out, and then that means it's uphill the whole way on the back. Plus, the legs aren't tired at the beginning as well. But that gives me a false sense of, oh yeah, I could go a couple more miles because I feel great. I'm just scanning around to make sure we don't run into any cows because I'll have to put her on the leash. Since a cow activity seems to be a little bit greater the last couple days in this area. Oh yeah, sun is actually feeling warm now. Well, the wind has driven down here since the last time we came through here. Because the most recent tracks for driving have my footprints over the top of them still. We got about quarter-mile to our next intersection up here. The next tank. See, these cow prints here are going the same direction as us. Like, what are they doing? Stick going one direction or the other. Still have regret that I did not continue on last night. I guess that's the best way to say it. But I didn't want to lose you guys, or everybody that was there last night anyways, yesterday. Well, what was that? Midday yesterday. I'm like, oh, could have got way up there, like the top of the ridge. It would have been cool. We were only like, well, from the ridge we were probably a good 1.5 miles, but to the actual road that we could see, the old resemblance, or the old road, which we were on, it was just hard to make out. But the part a little bit further on that you could still see that it was a road was less than 1/2 mile away. And then the going would have been a lot easier than it was while we were going just cross country. So I'm still like, oh man, we should have just done it. Smell it. Something must have peed on that bush. It was thoroughly. Whew. God dang, that sun is like heating things up now, and the fact that I'm wearing my black tights, my legs are getting all hot, and see if there's any cows down here in the flat. I don't see any, but my butt crack's getting all sweaty and itchy. We're going to go down to the road, which is down there, and then go left a little bit. Or probably out over here somewhere. There's the windmill way over there. And we'll be, from what I could tell, we'll be to the north of it a bit, at the end of the road. And from where we're at right now, that's pretty much north, straight north. The windmill is. Because the railroad over here is straight in front of us. North to south, or south to north, but it goes straight. It's like straight north-south. It's not like kitty corner or anything, so. We're pretty much 90 degrees perpendicular to it. Well, not now. Now we're running the other direction. Now the direction we're running, I don't know if we would hit it. Actually, we would. We're still going kind of east-southeast right now. I did, in fact, remember to bring snackies today. My dog will be thoroughly excited when we stop to have our first one. I brought two. Should be plenty enough for this distance. Problem is I have lots of snacks, but they are for my race. So I have to dig into like my applesauces will be easy to buy more. But my actual race nutrition is a little more difficult. Can't just go to a store and buy it. Like you could go to a specialty store of some sort, probably. That, like a running store that features a lot of sports nutrition in it. But even then, I doubt they can get a lot of it. Starting to get sweaty. That's why I'm trying to take a little bit of a break here, which is weird because my face is still frozen. Good job. I know. I try to do a good job every now and then. Sometimes I just don't care enough. So she's just having fun running around right now, so I hate to interrupt it. We're just being a bird dog. And if she starts getting too far away, I'll, start to run. Just, oh, now she's looking back at me to make sure. Are you coming? That's her telling me to start running there, Tubbies. Okay, I go. Picking up now. It's picking up enough that I can see the branches on the bushes moving. like it's gotta be around. It's gotta be in the high 20s already. Maybe the low 30s. I know with my vehicle running, I noticed before we left, the water in my exhaust dripping on the ground, it was ice. The water that was on the ground from my exhaust, it turned to solid ice. So it was still pretty chilly out here anyways when we left. Well, I said it was still like, what did I say, 20, like 22, 23, something like that. Oh, now the wind is behind me and it's like a noticeably way warmer this direction. Way warmer feeling. Actual temperature hasn't changed at all. It's just that cold wind blowing me, cool me off. What are you seeing over there? I don't think she saw anything. She's just making things up. Okay, what do we got for mileage? Because from our turn up here to the end of the road is supposed to be 1.8 miles, according to Onyx Maps. Something I don't know what it is. And she's back. Oh, no, now she's running to the other side of the road. There's a lot of birds around here. That could have been what she was chasing earlier too. There's a lot of, I don't know, some sort of grouse. I don't know what kind it is. Or something, similar. Nowadays a grouse, but it looks very similar to what we used to call prairie chickens in Montana. And no, I'm not referring to pheasant. Pheasant is totally different. And then they do have, I've noticed a lot of, oh, here's our road right here. Nari, come on. They have a lot of, seen a lot of road runners around here. Okay. See how far down this actually goes, not supposedly according to the map. Forgot how soft this dirt is right here. It is not fun to, we're just walking and I can feel my feet slipping, like, on the toe off. My foot goes flying back like 4 inches. I almost wanted to find a parking spot down here because, there's not as much Toya. Like, I'm looking around right now and I don't see anything, which is it's a good thing about over there where I was looking at that other camping spot over there too. There's a lot like this. 0 cholla, 0 prickly pear. Hey, I don't know why you were running back to me. There was something up there I need to be scared of? Because you kind of stood behind me like she wanted me to protect her. I'm like, I don't want to go up there now. What are you running away from? Which in reality, I think she was just coming back to figure out why I wasn't running. was looking at my watch. We were probably about 4.7. So, yeah, that only put us at 6.5. We could always do the other down and back as well. That'll get us an extra 1.5 miles, I think. Driving out here because I was like, oh, it's a big cool camping spot out here. But then I was like, there's lots of cow track and everything. And I do know that there are some cows over at the windmill right there. There's a corral and stuff over there. I don't remember seeing like a water trough, but I'm guessing there is. That's why the cows were hanging out there. Now that I've been to the other windmill down that way and saw the trough, because she drank out of it, I was glad it was there. Now I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh, maybe we should just drive down here. There's no precipitation in the forecast, so I wouldn't have to worry about it being like getting stuck in the mud down here in this wash. Last I saw, my dog went off that direction. Nari! Here she comes. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. Thank you. That's probably the best recall she's ever done. I only had to call her name once, and she came a-running. Although she wasn't that far away, she was just over in the little low spot over there, because there's like a little reservoir. Well, I mean, really, this whole thing is a reservoir because there's this dike right here. Okay, we're gonna go up here and then we're gonna take to the left, and that's what direction it says. In fact, earlier when I was talking about how like the only way to get to those hills is to go like down that, well, that's true, because that's actually where the road goes. So it goes down over there. That's why it does look kind of like there's a road, even though I know it's just this dike. But I'm curious, we saw these tracks up here, but there's no road going back towards the road. Like vehicle tracks on top of this. We eliminated that they can't come from that direction. Like, there is like one set of tracks right here, but that's not that much traffic. So they must be coming from some other direction too. I need to figure out. I haven't double checked, but I don't think I can do Kendall Mountain Race this year, which sucks. That is my favorite race. Like, that's my race that that's the only race I look forward to every year. I mean, I could do it. I think it's the same weekend as High Lonesome, though. And I would be out, well, because I'd have to pay, well, I don't have to pay for registration. So I would be out about $900. That's about how much I would make working High Lonesome. Well, depending on what they want us to do with it this year, I guess. Might be more than that. Might be more. Okay, well, that abruptly ended. But there is tracks coming down this wash. That's not a road, though. Okay, it looks like the road keeps up going this way. Oh, it must be a road. Look at that. Huh. Or maybe not a road, but people have been driving down that wash anyways. Okay. That looks like it goes back to the windmill. I do not remember anything on that windmill. When we came through there was no roads going on that I noticed. Okay, we gotta keep going this way. She's waiting for me too. And supposedly this is gonna go another mile, according to my watch, or how far we've gone already on my watch. If Onyx Maps is correct on how long this is, we got another mile. Get out here and find myself a new camping spot. Oh, we're starting to get into some Cholla again. So, nope. An actual like a purposefully built road right here, because this isn't a wash that we're driving down, because the washes go that direction. They cut across this. Like here you can see it coming in, although after it hits the road right here it continues down. It looks like it leaves the road right here. Yep, it does, and then continues down that way. I hear something up there. I'm thinking she does too. What do we hear? can't tell. To me, it sounds like a helicopter. But it very well, like all of a sudden, it sounded like up in front of us was like a side-by-side or something, which doesn't make sense because obviously nobody has driven down this for a long time. And it dead ends, although we are pretty close to the road over this way. Well, we're not that close, though. We're not that close. So let's keep going. Yeah, there's nearly not anybody who's driven down this. In fact, it looks like the last vehicles that have driven down this were like regular, like a truck or SUV with highway tires. Definitely not a side-by-side. I guess you could put more of I guess I wouldn't say highway tires, an all-terrain tire. But I don't think I've ever seen an all-terrain tire on a side-by-side. But no reason why you wouldn't be able to. Must be a little culvert. Oh, yeah, right here. Comes out right there. She can't reach that one though. She knows there's one over on this side, but because there's one in one direction. That was concrete in too. That's weird. Somebody put a lot of work in. There's a crow. I still hear that. It must have been a plane, maybe. Like a little prop plane, like a little Cessna or something. Turboprop, actually, is what it sounds like. Well, we still supposedly have 3/4 of a mile, but I don't see this going that far. I'm sure this was the road, wasn't it? There's no way it went off that direction. No, I know it was this because I remember looking at the topography and it definitely got close to those hills that I was like, oh, I want to go climb those, but we'd have to go through all these, we had to cross all these really deep coulees, and I was like, I don't want to do that. Cows have definitely been going this way. And some sort of canine, it's like a little butthead variety, I would say, looking at the tracks on the trail. Maybe just taking a guess, that's just what I would say. Oh look, there it is. It is a butthead variety. These look like golden willows. There's no way they get enough water here for golden willows. Are those mesquites? I'm just like, all the new growth looks like you would have. Oh no, that's mesquite. That's definitely mesquite. But it's kind of like that golden color, which is like kind of the golden willow, like new growth kind of look. Mesquite, all I see is like green. I don't think this is the road, but I'm not gonna look at the map. All the cows took off down there. Oh, it is an airplane. It actually looks like a frickin' a C-130. What the heck? That is like flying close too. don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that definitely looks like a C-130. Sounds like one too. I don't know what it's flying around here for. That's weird. I think we need to go down. When in doubt, follow the cows. Don't follow her. She doesn't know where she's going. She don't know where she's going. I wonder if it's like a military flight looking for smugglers or illegal immigrants walking through the desert since it's nice and cool. That's the one thing I did doing all the research about that Jirahua range is that don't be surprised if you run into, this looks like where people have been driving, so this must be the road, I guess. If you run into like drug smugglers or illegal immigrants. Because it is really close to the Mexico border, so. And it's so heavily wooded and everything that it's easy to like hide in and not be seen. All this more flattish running, road running, and like the main reason why you got to do it is because it looks like the road goes that way. She's going that way. Somebody's driven up this way though too. So which way does the road go? I don't think it goes this way. Does it actually go this way? I guess we'll go this way. I don't think it actually goes this way either. I think people are just making up roads now. Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads. Which is true out here. You can go forever. It's pretty well open out here. It's not like up where we're parked or where we were at yesterday where the desert scrub is like a lot thicker. It's pretty well wide open over here. We'll just follow this cattle trail. They obviously know where they're going. I mean, from what I saw on the map, it shouldn't have gone that direction at all. It should have gone this way, but it definitely is not a road here. I would look at the map, but I did that yesterday and I lost the stream. We're not even near mileage-wise. The end of the road, we're still a third of the mile. We can get a third of a mile going this way. I really want to climb up on top of that. It'd be cool to climb up over there. It almost looks like there is a road over there. I'm guessing that's just a trick in the topography. Ain't gonna look that way. Oh, here she comes. It's like, where'd you go? What's taking you so long? Okay, we can keep going. Yeah. We can keep going. Let's see. Because if we turned around right now, we're gonna get 12 and a half miles. And so if we did the out and back over there, that would get us, what, another mile and a half maybe? I don't think it's a mile and a half. Which would be only 12 and a half, 13 and a half, 14 miles, that's it. What? How is that possible? Oh, jeez, it's trying to take me out. Let's go to the top up here. I just want to look around. Down there is just not doing it for me. Following that cattle trail just ain't doing nothing for me. I was like, yeah, but if we follow the cattle trail, that means there's cattle I can chase. Yeah, but you know me. I see a hill I can climb, and I'm like, I want to climb it. Somebody had been driving through here at one point. It would have been a long time ago, but they did it. Okay, well, one thing I can say is, based upon my speed of moving right now, mostly because I'm just kind of taking in the scenery and everything, but you're probably thinking right now, scenery? The hell, there ain't nothing to look at. To me there is. I find beauty in everything. But there's that. We could go back over that way. Yeah. If we wanted to cross the coulees. But anyways, what was I saying? Oh, the speed that I'm moving, this is going to be more than 3 hours. What did you find to eat? Nari, whatever you're eating, you don't eat it. Come on. There ain't nothing out here to eat. I don't know what you're doing. Now we can look at the valley. Look at that. Oh, the railroad is way over there now, because we are quite a ways away from it. In fact, I don't even see it. I kind of see it. Do I actually see it though? I can see it over here, and I'm trying to follow the line this way, but it disappears. I don't see it once it gets to like right there. But if you follow the trajectory of that, it's easily a mile away from us now. But somebody camped out way over there. I would guess. Could be anything, I guess, really. Because that wouldn't be too far away from the highway going that direction. Huh. Well, I was hoping this went for a long ways. This is just lots of gravel hills. Like, if I didn't know any better, if I figured we were by some... Oh, somebody's drove up here. Right here, too. What the heck? Okay, we're following that. Let's go. Let's follow that. But we're not even close to our... Of course, where did they go this way? Let's just look. They might have just turned around this way. Who knows? No, it looks like they went down that way. Maybe that's where the road goes. We just didn't find it. Huh. This is a cool view from up here, though. That windmill now is way the heck over there. let's just take a moment and enjoy the view. And Ari's like, no, let's go. You don't even know where we're going. She's like, I don't care as long as we're going somewhere. This is cool. How about, I had a guess, whoever drove up from over there. Huh. So now I'm conflicted because I want to follow this down to figure out where it goes, because it does look like it follows a road over there maybe. But I also want to go this way and follow the road over this way. Let's go this way and then we'll go back that way. Yeah, we'll go this way. And if it does indeed turn down this like I said it would, then we'll just turn around and go back the other way. And Nara will be so confused. She'll be like, why are you just going back and forth? Yeah, this is where they came up at right here. Full shore. We can go this way a little bit. It does look like people are driven over here. We could overlook this other area where we were at a couple days ago. And a lot of people driving up this way too, but there is no way they can get up from over on this side, because over here is just packed full of coolies. Well, I guess they could come, no, because there's a coolie between here and there. I don't know, maybe there's a path through the coulees that isn't as steep. Okay, I don't see how we can go much further this way. People have probably driven it, but I am not gonna go cross country on those coulees to try and get back over there. It looks like they've gone both directions as well, but let's follow the tracks that way and see if we can actually find the actual road. She's looking at me like, make up your mind. Well, you can see a bridge right there on the railroad. Huh. Okay, well, we're gonna go this way. We're gonna go back this way. And then eventually we'll get back on our road. I mean, we should at least get 13 miles now. We just hit 6.5. So there's that. So if we do like a 10K or whatever, then it is so weird to think about how, like, I can see a long ways that direction. And I know about right where we would be at parked. And it's like, how is that only, like visually looking, how is that only, I mean, really for us, if we went straight line distance, like maybe 5.5 miles? because we have to go back that way and then back that way. Like, there's no way that's that. Like, it looks like it should be like 10 miles away. That's how I always feel like when we're running down the road that we're camped on, which is a little over a mile. The thing feels like a 5K. You're just on it forever. I even felt that way driving back on it yesterday. I'm like, gosh dang, how is this only a mile? See, this might be, no, I don't know, I was gonna say this might be the road, but you can see the tracks all the way down there. I don't think it is though. When I looked at the map, when it came along that, it kept going that direction. There was no turn coming this way. I'm so confused. Definitely not quite as long as it said it was. So we'll go down this way and see where this goes. This definitely looks like it must connect to something. Usually I can just tell her to find the trail and she's really good about it, but this is so wide open that she's gonna find jack crap. This clearly still looks like what used to be a road because the width of it is wide open and it's going across a wash, so it's not like it's a wash. Oh, it looks like the road does keep going this way. Okay, this clearly does look like a road. So maybe the road right here, because this does look like a road, goes that way, but I don't see, definitely doesn't go that far though. And this would make sense. This would be in line with what I said. It looked like the road just kept going this direction. Huh. This definitely looks like a road though. And somebody's driven this way, but we're not going very far, I'm just looking. It looks like it does turn a bit right where she just turned, but then there's nothing. Then there is nothing. Yeah, that is clearly doesn't go anywhere after that. Huh. Or, I mean, this could easily be the end of it. It just, Onyx is a fool. Ooh, there's these little pokey things that you see in all over New Mexico, stuck in your paws. I think she did step on one too. They get like horribly stuck in her paws. Oh geez, they're all over here now that I saw them. Once I saw them, then it's like, oh, you guys can see it growing all over here. I don't know what it is, what kind of plant that is, but oh, there's a tire, a random tire. Nari's gonna go check it out. Okay, well, clearly people have driven through here, but still. Who just leaves that behind? They probably didn't even notice it. Oh yeah, see, it does look like a road right here. How did we miss this? Huh. So this clearly is the road. Oh, that weeds back this way. Okay. So the road did definitely continue on this way. We just somehow missed it. I don't know where we were at, but... Oh, I lost network. Uh-oh. How long ago did that happen? Well, hopefully it comes back. You got the pokey still? You need me to get it? Here, let me get that for you. She definitely got one of those. Come here, Nari, come here. Come here. Let me help you out. Let me help you out. Yeah. Okay, hold on. See? I can't see. You're a butthead. You are such a turd. It's probably still stuck in there, but she will not let me get it. Yeah, it is definitely still stuck because she's just picking at her foot still. And it's these things. See these? They're like little, they come off and they're like these little freaking prickly little fucking things. I don't know. Sorry, Patrick. Excuse the language. They look like freaking, like those things you put in the ocean to keep, or on the beach, you know, so that you can't land amphibious craft, you know, those type of things. That's what it reminds me of. Okay, how did we miss this? Because this is clearly the road. Because we took off that direction somehow. So here I was like, where'd the road go? I don't think we came back up on the dam though. Did we? Is it me? Am I the problem? I'm so confused. Actually, from this direction, you can't tell that it is a road. Okay, we did come right here, and I was like, and we ended up following those tracks because you can't tell it's a road from here. From the other side, you can clearly see it's a road. Okay. That would be why. Yeah, we just followed those tracks. I was like, that doesn't look like a road. Yeah, dumbass, it is a road. I'm gonna follow down here, but you do you, boo. The sun's starting to get hot. I'm gonna take my hat off, I think. Actually, she probably needs a drink. Yeah, we'll get up here and I'll give her a drink. I was gonna give her a drink when we got up there, but I was so enamored by the topography and the views. Oh. I'm gonna need a snack myself. Whew. Here she comes. Oh, something caught her nose. Pretty sure that's why she was limping the other side like that. Oh, here come the crows. They're like, I know something's up over there. Come here, you want a drink? We both deserve it. Got about 4 ounces of water for later. You should be okay. You're probably not even gonna drink all that. I'm gonna take my gloves off. I might take my hat off too. That sun is hot now. Yeah. Whew. Might have to put my hat and gloves back on later if I feel that wind, but right now there's like zero wind. Okay, you want to enjoy a snack with me? Huh? You want to enjoy? Come over here. Oh, you just knocked your water over, you fool. Nope, you got it on your nose, you fool. There you go. Okay, that's it. It's all gone. We'll probably have another one later. How about we get back to our 4-mile interchange. Our 4-mile out mark, okay? You want more water? Okay. You only got 4 more ounces left, so I gotta pull my nose out. Don't lick that up. Oh, you're nasty. You are so gross. My dog is so nasty. The biggest glob of snot I blow out of my nose. And she's like, oh, here, let me get that for you. Okay, how much battery do I got on this thing? Oh, I got quite a bit. So for whatever reason the other day, it's like why is this all twisted? There we go, that's better. The other day, well, like 2 days in a row, our battery just like was non-existent for whatever reason, even though I had charged it the night before. And don't you dare fall down into that thing, although you'd be able to probably crawl out as long as it's not clogged. Crawl out the other end, but yesterday and today, it seems to be fine. Oh, there she is. I was still looking for her down at the entrance of the culvert down here, and all of a sudden she wasn't there, and I was like, oh, you little shit, did you actually fall down that thing? Because that's got to be a good, I guess it's not that far, probably about 6 feet. I'm not following the cattle trail. You fool. Oh, why did you do that? She totally just tried to freaking tackle me. Oh. Where'd that go? Oh, she's way over there by a cholla. Makes sense. She's not gonna be by these chollas because she knows I'll yell at her. So she's like, I'll just go to one over here where he can't see me. I'll tell her myself. You tell her she's a fool? Or no, how does it go? That's like one of my favorite lines ever in any movie. He's like, well, you tell her, fool. You want me to tell her she's a fool? No. I'll tell her myself. You tell her she's a fool? I didn't say that. I love it. Only because it makes me think of conversations I have with myself. Because he was having a conversation with himself, even though he was also having a conversation with, what is his name, Pedro? I don't remember, whatever his name is. All I know is, it is funny. One of my other favorite scenes in that is where his love interest is like, he goes up to talk to her and he hasn't said anything. It's obvious that he likes her and she likes him. Hasn't said anything because this is, you know, the late 1800s, and he goes up to her room. Oh, we want to go this way. Although there is a part of me that really wants to see where that goes to. We're going to go this way. Just because there's probably cows over there. It definitely goes towards the windmill. But anyways, he goes up to her room in the hotel where she like picked up a job, and he walks in and she's wearing this little skimpy little outfit, you know, for nowadays standards, let alone 1800s. Ooh, what was that? That's cool. That looks like after I kicked it up, it looks like a cap. on the back end of a shotgun shell. Anyways, he's like, what kind of get up is that? She's like, oh, didn't you hear? It's a nice big night. I'm going to be doing a little song and dance routine. She goes, my body's not bad, but I figured these tights would make my legs look better. And he goes, you need to get up like that to sing? And she's like, you haven't heard me sing. And then they have like a whole thing, and then finally he's like, she goes, well, I gotta go. And he's like, you better not. And she's like, why? He goes, you wear that out in public and I'll arrest you, because he's the sheriff of the town. And then she starts crying. And he's like, she's like, of all the time, I didn't know if you were ever going to say it. I had to put on this thing, pretend to walk out, and then you say it. And he's like, say what? And she's like, that you love me. He's like, I didn't say that. I said I'd arrest you. She's like, you know it means the same thing. And he's looking at her like, you are a crazy lady. How do I like you? And if you know the reference to that movie, then me and you should be really good friends. My dog is, leaving me behind over here. Nari, come on, we're going this way. You should be happy about that. You should be happy. Always give her positive reinforcement for when she does good things. Yeah. Yes, because you did good things there. Your recall is getting way better than it used to be. We need to go this direction, I think. I mean, you could follow these tracks that are obviously going to where we're going to. I've been on an old movie binge here lately too, because there's a lot of old movies that everybody always talks about, being classic movies everybody should watch or whatever that I've never watched. Now a lot of movies like that I have watched because they're my parents' movies, and if we were going to watch a movie, it was whatever they wanted to watch. It's like, I only got to watch 2 hours probably of TV a week of what I got to choose, and it was always cartoons on Saturday morning. At any other time, we only had one TV growing up. I'm old. We didn't even have, this I'll tell you. Most of my childhood, we rented, you'd go to the video rental store, whatever it happened to be, Blockbuster, or we had a local place, I don't remember what it was called at this point, but it was like our local video rental store. We were renting a VCR as well. And that was probably maybe a once a month type of thing, because we did not have a lot of money growing up. It's I look at all these people now, they complain about making a living wage and all that, living in poverty. It's most of the people that complain about that don't even know what poverty is. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people out there that do. Where'd our road go? I was just running, not paying attention. My dog's doing circles. She has the zoomies. Holy cow.
Are you good? Now that you did all that, you do realize that we got a long way back, right? I think our road's right here. Oh, jeez. Now she's trying to trip me. Yeah, this is our road. I think. Maybe. Yep, it is. She clearly has the zoomies. I didn't know like what it was like to be truly clean after taking a shower until probably like my junior year of high school, because we lived off of well water. We couldn't afford good water or any sort of water treatment thing like you can get fairly inexpensive now. So we had just horrible, like super alkali rich, like hard water. Doesn't even explain how hard our water was, as well as just like so much freaking like sulfur, rotten egg smell in it, all that kind of stuff. Like your hair was never soft after taking a shower, anything like that. And then late high school, we were able to finally put a cistern in, and then they would haul water out. Paid to have somebody haul water out to us, like every, you know, once a month or whatever. It was like a 2,500 gallon tank, so it lasted a while. But I remember having to go out, and we had marks. Are we back to the road already? Oh gosh dang, we are. That was fast. But we had this super long stick with like where we made marks on it with like a black Sharpie. It's like, oh, black Sharpie, yes, dip that in your drinking water. Because it ended up, you know, once we got a cistern, then we were able to drink the water. Before that, we had to, it's probably why I'm so suited for van life now, because it was like, we had these big water jugs, like 5-gallon water jugs, and like once a week, or I don't remember how many we had, like 6 or 7 of them probably. And once a week we'd go somewhere that would allow us to fill up our water for potable water. That's what we cooked and used to drink and stuff. I remember putting that stick in there to see how much water we still had in our tank, a big cistern. But yeah, you want to talk about living poor. And it was like, we had to like scrimped and save for food. That's why one reason why I eat so fast too, because if you wanted seconds growing up with 2 brothers, it's like you had to eat fast, because you know, whatever we made is what lasted everybody. I still don't know how my parents, because they always made sure us boys got all our food before they ate all theirs. Okay, we're gonna go to the right. We could go to the left and go all the way down and get another little bit, but I think I have decided. I proclaim, and Ari's looking at me like, yes, what do you proclaim? I proclaim that we're just going to go back and we get what we get and we're not throwing a fit. Yeah, that's what we do. Because I'm already over this run. If you can't tell how much walking I'm doing, I'm already over this run. Whatever. And it's not because I'm tired or anything. I'm not. Like, my legs still feel good and everything. I think it's because I'm actually enjoying just being outside. Like, I'm enjoying walking out here and just kind of looking at things and talking to you guys. Oh, now I turn this direction. I feel that wind. It is cold. I'm gonna have to put my hat and gloves back on. We'll be lucky. Well, I can tell you for sure once we get up there. I'm gonna say we might hit 13 maybe. We will do something tonight, because if I don't, she's gonna be a little butthead. So we'll get at least a couple miles extra. 13 is what I need to average per day. And we almost got 7 yesterday. So we are short 6 miles yesterday. So if I can get, that's why I was like, oh, we'll do a 10K tonight after doing 15 and we'll be sitting pretty good just in case the rest of the week doesn't go as planned. But I mean, if we get anything extra we get at the end of tonight, it'll count towards what we didn't get yesterday. Yeah, she's bored with the run too. I think that's really what it is. I'm bored with the run. Because we've ran this route so many times in the last week and a half that it's just boring to. That's probably why she had the zoomies earlier too. I promised her we were going to have another snack in here. I guess I'm going to have to do it too. I give her a little bit of water. And a gallon. Well, I realized last night that actually our gallon jug is only half full. And then we didn't have quite half of a gallon or half a container of my blues, which are 7 gallons. Because I ran out this morning. So, and I didn't use a lot of water last night. So that tells me we only had at the most like probably a gallon in it. She's chasing these little, I don't know what they are, finches or something. It's like, I know you're a bird dog, but that's not even the kind of birds you're supposed to be wanting to get. There's the 9 mile mark, and we got more than 4 miles now. A little bit, like probably 4 point, not quite 4 1/4, but pretty close to that. So I think I'll give her a drink and we'll take a little snack break really fast. That's what you get. That has to last you all the way back. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty cold out here, so you probably don't need a lot of water. But we are going to enjoy a snack. Yep. This one is apple. Not a fancy one today. Oh, sorry. There's a little bit of air in that pocket, so it was coming out already. There you go. Okay, clean it off. Clean off the nozzle. There you go. You got it. Good job, sweet girl. Good job. Yeah. Okay, y'all done? Y'all done? Let's get going. We only got 4 miles left. We're all 4 1/4 maybe. Oh, the applesauce wasn't good enough for you. You need a little bit of extra fiber. The fiber in the apples isn't good enough for you. She's like, nope, I gotta eat this stick too. Gotta eat this stick too. That is a very common pose you see with Vizslas. If you own a Vizsla, that right there is very common. Like, it's hard to teach them to lay down because they do that. They just stick their butt up. Okay, well, let's get to, I was gonna say the top of this hill, but there really isn't a top of the hill. I mean, there is a top of a hill. I wouldn't say levels out. It's less steep. We're currently going up a 3% grade. I don't know what this hill gets up to. And then once we get up to the top, it's still a 3% grade. I mean, it's uphill the whole way, so it's not like we get to the top of this hill and then it's like, oh, it's a nice flat stuff. We've been going uphill since we turned around. That'd be another reason why I'm just like, whatever, running. Definitely feels like Eagle Flat though. After going up this, you're like, oh, I flattened out. Not coming. She's way over there on the next little, whatever you'd call that, little spur. Looking at me like, are you coming? Yeah, I am. Oh. Later this year, I'm already thinking about this, by the way, but like later this year, especially being that I will be in my, by this time I'll be in my Mammoth 200 training block. But later this year when I'm in Colorado, I'm like, oh, there's so many like 14ers. Oh, geez, she's way over there. I'm looking for her over here because that's the last place I saw her. She ran down the bottom and came flying back this way because she got so far ahead of me. I'm already like, oh, there's these other, like so many 14ers that I want to climb. Now she's been up 3 of them. She's been up 3 of them. I forgot that we did do handies before we left. In fact, it was funny, the first day over on that backside, we were over on the Lake City side. There was a guy camped right next to us that just randomly showed up, and like we were just talking to him, and he was like he was just like exploring. He had no, and I was talking to him, I'm like, well, tomorrow we're gonna try and do Sunshine and the heck is the other one called? Sunshine and something. It's a double peak. Like you get to the first one and you only have to go like an extra mile to get to the second one up on the ridge. You do have to drop down probably about 1,000 feet and then climb back up the other side in that saddle, but whatever those 2 peaks were. And we saw him. He was like, oh, maybe I'll do that too. And so then we saw him at the top, and like he was on the second one as we were in between the 2 peaks, like going towards it. And my first goal, we were going to take the other way down, but it looked a little too sketch for her in frickin' sandals. And then like he got down off this, because essentially you're doing 3 peaks then, because you have to go back over the top of the first one again. So really she's done 4 peaks, I guess. She did 1 peak twice. But she, or anyways, since we decided to turn around and go back, we got all of a sudden in between the 2 peaks down that saddle, and this thunderstorm just blew in, and it started hailing on us. I'm like, where the hell did this come from? Because it was sunny, and there wasn't even any thunderstorms around us. Like usually you can look, you know, far enough away and be like, yeah, we might have one blow in on us. I don't know where this one came from, but it must have came from the other side of Handy's, which was about 10 miles away. But anyway, so we had to hunker down. Like I quickly got out my weather jacket and pretty much just made a little tent with it for both of us to hunker under and just squatted down, because I'm like, at least we're not on the top of the mountain, because there was thunder. Trail party, we were booking it out of there because some thunderstorms came in and there was some lightning that hit. It was even closer. That's easily the closest. Like 6 of the people that were lightning hit so close, and me, I'm just like, it was close. Like, anyways, we made it down off of there, and then we saw the guy again, and he was like, and I told him, I go, well, like, we have time. We don't have to leave here yet. You know, we don't have, like, we have time to get, because we had to get over to Salida that day, but it was like, we have time to get there. So in the morning we were going to hit Handy's, and anyways, we we, being me and her, ended up catching him climbing up handies. So he decided to do handies as well, and then we ended up just hanging with him the whole time, all the way up and all the way down, because he had a dog too, so Nari liked that. And it was always funny because like his dog was pretty well behaved. My dog, you know her, she's just like run around and see everything. I don't care if I'm half a mile away from you, which is weird for a Velcro dog, but whatever. In a lot of ways, she is so Velcro dog. She hates it if I just leave her in the van and I walk 20 feet. She's like, how dare you leave me? But yet when we're out here like this, she's like, I'll see you in a mile. It's fine. So you'd be like, where's my dog? I'm like, I bet you. And then, of course, some big loop or big trail of some sort. It's like a famous loop down in that area. They're just doing like a big backcountry hiking trip, you know, type of thing. So I think they were on like day 3 or 4 or something like that. And they moved down right off the top of Handy's in the first like little, I guess you could call it a saddle or whatever, before you really drop down. And they were stopped there eating their lunch. And I felt so bad. Nari, little misbehavior herself, she got all up in one girl's business. It had like some sort of, probably a peanut butter jelly sandwich. Some sort of sandwich. It was just all up in it, like, oh, you brought me a sandwich, let me have some of that. And she would not leave her alone. I had to go over and like put her on the leash and drag her ass away. And then we got a little ways away. I was like, okay, we're surely far enough away now. So I took her back off. The little butthead turned right around and ran right back up where everybody was eating lunch again. So then I had to climb back up, like, you know, it's probably, you know, probably 1/8 of a mile, but it was like 200 feet of vert probably. Ari, come on. Did you like really step on something? There's no cholla around there. What did you step on? I can't tell if she's like digging something on her foot. Are you coming? What are you doing? Come on, Nari, this way. Yeah, she's just standing there looking at it. She's not trying to pull something out of her foot. Just looked at me and went the other direction, like, I'll catch up. At least she stared at me, so she knows where I'm at. So hopefully she catches up. Although that probably means she's getting into no good. No good. Here she comes. I'm gonna run just so that she has to. Will say though, I still, well, there's not still about it. I know I can further. Well, she's still happy. She's wagging her tail. That was a 10-mile mark. Yeah, phone elevation, but the vertical we've done. That also means we're about 5K from the end, which is good to know, because this goes back to when I was running in DC. As soon as you hit, like, you go under the Metro Bridge, and that was kind of like your point where you would be entering the, I think it's called Gravelly Point Park, basically the airport park. It's where people go and take pictures of the airplanes when they're taking off and landing, because they go right over the top of you. But from there to where I lived, oh great, there's a cow. Nari, come here. Come here, Nari. Nari. Nari, come here. No. Oh gosh, dang her. Nari! Nari, I'm back here. Hey, Nari! I think she thinks I went down the trail. Nari! Behind you! Hey! Fucking idiot. At least that cow actually turned back at her. Nari, I'm back here! She totally thought I left her. So she was racing down the trail. She gets so hyper-focused. But luckily that cow, that was her first lesson at it. The cow turned back at her, finally, after it ran and was like, faced off with her. She has needed that. So I'm glad that cow did that. Teach her not to chase cows. And that's why she was barking, because she was frustrated because it wasn't running anymore. Anyways, going back to DC, from where I live, that was the 5K mark. It was like, didn't matter how hot it was, and I was just bonking, or like long runs, a lot of times I'd be like just so depleted. I ran out of water, no food, any of that. And once I hit that point, it was like I knew I would make it back, because there's only a 5K, you know, like everybody can do a 5K. And I will tell you that even thinking about that, and it's like, that did not feel like it was a long ways. Gosh dang, this is a long ways. But it realistically feels like that last mile up here. That's what that 5K felt like. Because once you got to the end of the runway, I only had a mile. That was before I was a big trail runner. We would still go up into the mountains on the weekends, because it was a good hour drive to get to the trails on the mountains. And actually the closest trail was actually the AT, the Appalachian Trail, from where we lived. But I was still doing a lot of road running too, and I enjoyed it. I loved running around that town. I will also say that I was not in, I would say my endurance is better now, but back then my fitness overall was a lot better. Like I had a higher VO2 max, a higher threshold, or I should say a higher velocity at threshold. I weighed about 20 pounds less, so my running economy at velocity at threshold was a lot better as well. And I'm not saying that weighing less is faster. But for some people, if you lose just a few pounds, because you can go way too much on that. Eventually, if you lose too much weight, you're digging into your muscle mass in order to lose weight, and then your running economy at threshold goes way down because you don't have the strength anymore to propel you at that speed as easy. So that's why it is way harder for me right now, weighing 20 pounds every, because it's just fat. It's not doing me anything. It's a big old spare tire around my middle. So of course it takes more energy for me to propel myself. But for me, my biggest thing is just that I haven't done any speed work for so long, and so my VO2 max is probably 10 points lower. Velocity of threshold is probably 2 minutes slower. Like, just because I haven't done speed work. That's going to be a big focus of mine after my next race, after this 100-miler. I'm gonna try and do some serious speed work, because I'm going to be running a marathon in June. And shortly after that, I have my big race with my triathlon team, and need to make sure that I'm up for the challenge, because my 5K last year, I pushed it, and like I was redlined, and I think I ran like 20 minutes and like 40 seconds or something like that. And yes, it was the fastest because we were just doing the sprint lap, but out of everybody out there, I did have the fastest 5K time. The year before, I ran, my 5K split was sub 18, 17 something, and I had the second fastest time, because on one of the other triathlon relays was some high school girl that was a local cross country like standout. Like, she went to college to run, and she freaking just kicked my ass. Like, her team, I saw her come in, or well, her teammate come in, and I saw her take off, and then my teammate came in not even a minute after that. So as a team, well, they still beat us as a team, obviously, since she ran faster than me. But I took off, and I was like, I'm gonna catch her, because I knew they were one of our competition. I didn't know who the other people were, or any of the other teams. But because you could look around and see, like, if there's people standing at the bikes, or the bike zone, the transition zone, I guess, then you know they're a relay team. Because otherwise, the people just come in and grab their gear and go back out. But so I was sizing her up Like, she looks fast. I just didn't know how fast she was until we got to the, because there's one section that's an out and back on that route. It would be probably the middle. No, I was gonna say the middle mile, but it would actually be really more than that. It's kind of the middle, but so it would be probably from like mile 2. Because what do you have coming back? You might have half a mile, I guess. So it would be probably that middle mile, like mile 1.5 to 2.5 or something, I guess. But anyways, it's an out and back section. And as I was getting towards the end of it, I could see her. As she went by coming the other direction, and I was like, okay, I think I'm actually catching her. Well, I think she saw that too. Plus the fact that now we're, you know, what do you call it, negative split. She definitely negative split that thing. I did not. Because she, I think as soon as she made that turn and knew she only had like a mile left, like, never did even get a good glimpse at her. And like that last half mile, you could see a long ways down the course, and I couldn't even see her, not even close. And then when I got to the finish line, because you can go and see the splits and everything. They have a big scoreboard. I saw her split. It was like 15 something. I was like, God dang, like high 15s. Like, I was like, there ain't no way. Ain't no way. Oh, I mean, it was essentially 16 minutes right around there, which is still about 2 minutes faster than me. Okay, from here we should have 2 miles. Oh, I guess I didn't hear my watch hit the next mile. Like, but it did a while ago. Whew. But yeah, this year I got to do better, because I'm the ringer for our team. Although I think my other teammates probably have a little bit better, more time to train. Like last year, it just didn't work out for anybody because of their work schedules, like all the work stuff that was happening, and our swimmer was, I think, getting her kid ready to, like, you know, ready for college and stuff. Granted, this is in June, but this is like right after her kid graduated and all that. And so I know she had it busy, well, especially just because of her kids, you know, graduating and all that. As well, on top of work, all the stuff they had going on. And then other end, like, she had a lot of stuff going on too, that does the bike. So she didn't have a lot of time. Even though I will say she would have been, I don't think she was slower last year. I think she was faster, but she would have even been even faster yet. I think both of my teammates were faster. But the bike runner, because I was slower last year. Our bike runner, or our biker, her shoe broke. So she had no, so like pedaling was tough because she couldn't clip into her pedal. Like the whole bottom part of her shoe just broke right off. So like the clippy part was still clipped on the pedal, but she still had her shoe on her. So it was like, that slowed her down a lot. like, God dang. Now I feel, since we went past that tank, now I feel like we're getting pretty close. But I know as soon as we turn on the road we're on, it's gonna be like, this is the longest mile of my life. Although now it's even longer than a mile. So now in my brain, I think that it's still a mile. Now it's probably close to 1.25 miles. And oh, it's gonna be like even longer of a mile, if that makes sense. I'm kind of hungry. I think today I'm just gonna have like a little deli meat wrap, because I have tortilla, shells and some deli meat, just put it in there. But I think I might toast it, just because it's so cold out. Because eating something cold sounds awful. Although I could make some ramen. That would be nice and warm. Ramen actually does kind of sound tasty. I don't know, we'll see. Now that I thought about that, ramen actually sounds real good. There's no reason why I couldn't. I mean, I am trying to lose some of my big fat belly, but for me right now, yes, I want to lose a few of my extra pounds because it'll make my race go easier. Make some good training in, which I can't do if I'm underfueled. Don't want to get injured. Okay, we're gonna walk to the road and then we'll run the whole road section, which is 1/2 mile. It might be a little more than 1/2 mile actually. There's a crow sitting there waiting to caw at us as we go by. Let my dog sniff things. Don't want her to feel rushed. You can take your time. Yeah, you're good. Oh, there goes the crow. The crow. Laughing at us. You fools. What are you out here doing? A bunch of fools. Ha ha ha. I don't know why you're waiting to see what direction I was going. Where else are we gonna go, you fool? She was looking at me like, are we going this way? Yeah, we're going that way. Why did my battery like completely, no? Just drain my battery. I have to start carrying both batteries, I guess. Well, I said this was going to be about a 3-hour run. It's going to be about a 3-hour and 20-minute run. And I'm going to use that run loosely since I've been doing so much walking. But that's okay. Still out here putting in the miles. My legs feel good, so there's no reason why I'm not running, but other than just plain old motivation. Nice thing about where our road goes off to the right. So that would be one reason why this half-mile section doesn't feel like half a mile at all. There's probably another reason why that mile feels like a mile, like freaking 3 miles. That last mile anyways. Because this one feels short for half a mile. Or I should say, it doesn't feel short, but it feels like a true half a mile, let's put it that way. As well, I do have a little extra motivation that since this is a main road, I want to be off of it as fast as I can. I haven't checked Jamil's progress to see who's in the lead. I know he had to do a 30 miler the other day because the other guy that he's competing with did a 30 miler the day before. So he lost like 8 miles, I think. I mean, I think he's still ahead, but that other guy was so much closer. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, Jamil's a busy guy, being the CEO of his company, but between the two, he probably can just take the time off from his work and put in the extra if he needs to, versus this other guy, probably limited. Okay, there was mile 12, I believe. Should have been, yep. Mile 12. I definitely hear, like, those are like military jets that I hear. I wonder if they're doing some sort of exercise, because we saw that C-130 earlier. And that is clearly like some sort of military jet. It's too far away for me to tell if it's a F-16 or what are the other ones that they use. Do they still use F-18s or 15s or something? Whatever the twin engine one is. F-22s. There's so many of them out there. Who knows? And I have seen a few. I know over by Tucson, the Air Force Base over there, I know has some sort of fighter jets. I really want to go that way. I've never been that way. And by that way, I mean driving. Like I said, maybe on Friday we might go down to the Tiracoa wilderness area and maybe do that ridge run there. And then I would probably come back here in this area for the weekend. And then we could always drive that way, because we might be skipping Madera on the way back. Since we're staying here an extra week, I got a sweaty butt crack. It's a good thing we're not doing like a 20-mile run. I'd probably have to worry about some chafing. I wonder if I can look at the entrance list for Jackpot. I should be able to, since it's a USATF event. I think you're required to list the entrance. I just want to see what kind of competition I have this year. Who's signed up already? My guess is the one guy that always signs up will probably be there. He took second last year and took second the year before. Probably Jake Jackson will be there. He's always there usually. I think he took fifth last year. But it would be interesting to see, hopefully like Wes Smith isn't there or some of those guys. Get away from the Cholla, you fool. Oh man, this is like a recurring thing. I have to keep telling her. Like, why would you go over there where there is tons of little pieces of the Cholla between those two just hanging out down there? And she's like, let me go walk over here. Oh, we made it to the top of the hill. I could be running again now. Might as well. Might as well run. I can see my van way up there. It would be about a little less than a mile up there. It looks way further than that though. That's probably another reason why this feels so long, because you look at my van off in the distance, it's like, there's no way that's a mile away. That is easily like 2 or 3 miles away. I think a lot of that, I was thinking about this the other day. I think a lot of that is from where I usually am camped out in Black Canyon. If we're running the Black Canyon Trail coming back from the south, you're up above the vehicle and it's like about the same distance away. It's actually probably less than this. And it's like, okay, we got like 3 miles left. And it's not, but you're not running straight to the van. You're actually running kind of around it, past it, and then you have to come back on the road. So distance wise, yeah, you are only like probably half a mile away from the van at that point. Yet you still have 3 miles of running to do here. And now I'm looking at it from that, like it looks further away, and it's, you know, a third of the distance that I do over there. Whew. Just thought about this, but on a cold day like today, one thing that's gonna suck is she likes to lay on the bed with the back door open lay in the sun, and it'll get hot. Like, she'll actually get up and finally move because she's like panting because she's so hot. Well, I am not sitting the same direction now. So there is no sun gonna come in the back door. So that means I'm gonna probably freeze my ass off. Because for me, sitting in the sun, I'm like, oh, this feels so good. Where she's like, I'm overheating. I'm like, long sleeve shirt on, blanket over the top of me, just enjoying the warmth from the sun. Well, now I'm just gonna freeze my ass off probably. So I'm gonna want to shut all the doors, but I could leave the side door being open would be nice because the sun will be able to shine right into it because that's the direction the sun is, to where it could heat up the inside, but there's just the slightest breeze, so coming from the direction that would blow straight through my van if I had both doors open. Because she will just get so sassy if I don't open that back door for her. Because even though she sleeps, it's like, you know, it's like your dad when you go to change the channel because he's over there sleeping in the recliner. And as soon as you change the channel, he's like, oh, I was watching that. No, you weren't. She's the same way. Like, she's just zonked. And then you shut the door, she's like, hey, I was looking out there. Even if, like, the other day, she was even facing the other direction. Like, her face was down at like where my TV is. And her ass was facing the door. And so it was like getting really windy, so I closed the door because if I got up to shut the side door, it would have stirred her and woken her up, and then she would have been like, oh, I want to go outside, I want to go do this. So I like tried to shut the back door, even though I was enjoying the sun. I was like, that wind is cold. So I just shut the back door. As soon as I shut the back door, she's like, hey, open that back up. I was looking out there. Your face was the opposite direction. That sounds like almost like a passenger airline. There's no contrail anywhere. Like, I can look off in the horizon and see other planes that had contrails. There is zero contrail where that thing is. It must not be high enough or something to be leaving a contrail. It might have just taken off from Tucson. Heading to, what is that direction? Dallas? Well, could be anything that direction. Really. Okay, well, I'm actually gonna change the camera. We're almost there, so I'll just, there we go. Change camera, say hi to everybody as we just walk the rest of the way in. Even though I can't read anything because of the glare on my sunglasses. I don't know if I need to clean these things or what. Well, it's hard to tell. It's hard to read anything anyways with polarized glasses on because the way my screen protector is, it's almost like those or what do you call it, privacy screens or whatever they call those screens, you know, like if you look at them from the side, you can't see anything. kind of what the screen protector I have on my phone looks with polarized glasses. It is definitely not a privacy thing, but for whatever reason, looks like that with my, see, now I can see you guys fine. It's just right here. It's hard to tell. But we're gonna get about 13.2 probably. Who knows? It's hard to tell. Oh. Well, I'm gonna do a little rest and recoup for, don't look at me like that. She's like, are you though? Are you? And then around, I don't know, it depends on how far I want to do today. I'm just trying to see what time it is. 12:40. Ooh, that's a lot later than I thought it was. Actually, it'll be a less than, I said 3 hours and 20 minutes. We're gonna be a lot less than that. If I actually ran, we would have been there in 3 hours and 10 minutes on my 3-hour run. You know, this spot right here, that is an actual, like, it almost looks like a raised spot where people like have purposely been camping, but I don't see any tracks going there. That would be a good spot. Better than what I have. We should be okay. Yeah. No. It's kind of close to a little bit of Cholla compared to where we're at now. It's a little further away. Still close enough that you could wander over to it, but anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so I got, depending on how far we decide to go, we'll either leave about 4:30 or anywhere between 4 and 5 Mountain Time. So what did I say? It was 12:40. So that would be, oops, like 3.5 hours, 4, well, almost 4 hours, I guess. That's plenty of time to rest a little bit to go for another run. I'd like to do a 10K, but we'll see. We'll see how we feel. If we do a 10K, then we're leaving here at 4:30, no later than 4:30. Unless I make sure I have a headlamp. Actually, it wouldn't get that dark that fast. Sunset is about 5:30-ish. Actually, it's probably later than that now. Last time I looked was a couple days ago. And it seems to be about 2 minutes later each day. So it might be about 5:40-ish now is the sunset here. So if we leave by 4:30, we will definitely be back in time. That means the sun will go behind the mountain about 5:20-ish. Right around that time. So we'd have enough time to do a 10K. But we'll see. I mean, we'll at least do probably 4 miles at the least, because the 5K turnaround is boring. It's like you go to you're on the main road, and before you leave the main road, you're turning around to come back. Huh? We gotta keep going. We're parked over here now. Yeah. What do you got in your mouth? You got a needle in your mouth? Will you move? Stop moving. Look at me. You do. I got to pull a needle out of her lip. she's not gonna like that. Freaking, she is such a turd. It is clearly a cholla needle. She probably pulled it out of her foot, like the cholla thing out of her foot, and had a needle stick in her lip as she was doing so. Okay, it is downright warm because there's, right now I don't even feel a breeze. Oh, there it is. As soon as I say that, then it's like, oh, you don't feel me? Well, here I come. Oh, well. You got 2 needles in your mouth. You got one on the side, too. You got any others? Surprised she hasn't had something stuck in her tongue yet. Knock on wood, because I don't want her to get... Now that I say that, she's probably going to do it. Hi. You going to let me... You going to be good and let me take those out? Probably not. Okay, well, that's going to be it, everybody. We are going to take some needles out of her mouth. Make some lunch, relax, refuel, and be ready for a nice little sunset run tonight. As long as it doesn't get super windy, because it's not supposed to get super warm. So if it gets super windy, I will not be wanting to go run tonight. So anyways, I will bye everyone, and I will see you later tonight. I will probably not be live streaming it on YouTube. I usually don't do my evening runs on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, come over to Twitch and then you can see me. So bye everyone, love you all, and I will see you guys next time.